welcome back to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to get right into the weekly reading for the sign of Libra. First, we're going to go ahead and pull out your romance angel messages, and then we'll get into your animal spirits, and then we'll go and pull out your traditional spread. All right, guys? So thank you for stopping by. If you're new to my channel and you enjoy this video, go ahead and give me a like, subscribe if you desire. All of that does help me to grow my channel. But again, I understand what it's like when everybody's telling you to hit that button and subscribe to the channel. Do what your heart feels you must, and perhaps you will come back to my channel some other time. Okay? All right, let's get right into it. Libra, I'm going to pull out these messages for you. Now, this is a general reading, but I'd like to pull out the romance angel messages just to give us a sense of what your relationships might be like this week, and then we'll go from there. We have trust, Libra. Situation is calling for you to have faith. We have a wedding coming up for some of you, and we have heart-to-heart conversations. All right, very nice. So let's go ahead and get out your animal spirits. Now, animal spirits can represent energies coming available to us. They can represent characteristics or personality types of people that we may be dealing with. And they can also represent stages of our lives that we may be entering into or coming out of, okay? And again, Libra, just take what resonates with you. If it doesn't apply to your situation, if it doesn't feel right for you, then it's not for you, okay? You may hear my cat running around in the background. She tends to get animated during these readings. Starfish energy, water. We have stingray energy, more water. And we have cheetah energy, fire. Now, my regulars know how much I love the cheetah. This is a very powerful animal spirit. So let's get right into it. The starfish is representative of the type of individual, generally, who is extremely attractive, right? This is someone who is literally mesmerizing. Being around them can really take you in. They're beautiful to look at, charming. However, the starfish oftentimes is an individual who relies on this to the exclusion, or perhaps to the detriment of themselves in a way, because they often fear going deeper. They often fear showing deeper sides of themselves. They fear that it is not enough. So they rely on the exterior. They rely on their beauty and their charm and their ability to pull you in with the exterior. And it's a shame for the starfish oftentimes, because all of us have deeper qualities that are, of course, much more radiant than the outer shell that we inhabit. And so the starfish would do good, right, to take the risk sometimes and take a chance in showing something deeper, or perhaps exploring their own deeper qualities so that they can find a deeper level of interaction with individuals. Now, the stingray is also a water element, but the stingray is a beautiful creature who represents the growing of self-esteem, right? We see the spine there is covered in the beautiful rainbow colors there, and really what we're saying here is that, it's time to grow a spine, right? It's time to grow some self-confidence, to believe in yourself. And in a lot of ways, these two cards are very sort of complementary, right? Because if the starfish could take on a little bit more quality of the stingray, the starfish individual could definitely sort of I want to say bloom, as it were, right? Really come out of itself. So stingray, definitely we're talking about becoming more confident, understanding that your feelings, because this is a water element, understanding that your feelings are valid. The things that you desire are valid, and they're worth standing up for, right? Even if nobody else is there to support you. You have to find that source inside of yourself sometimes. Now the cheetah is one of my favorite animal spirits because the cheetah, very strong masculine energy associated with solar power. Literally, the sun radiates out from within the cheetah. The cheetah is a fire elemental and is one of the highest animal spirits in the deck for purpose. The cheetah has a focus and purpose and a singularity in that purpose that is unmatched. Everything the cheetah puts its mind on, it will achieve, and it achieves it with such awe-inspiring force and determination that cheetah individuals are really sort of incredible to watch. This is somebody that when they are going about their day-to-day activities or just the way they live their life, you know, it's just very, very inspiring. And it is just breathtaking. The feats of accomplishment that a cheetah personality can achieve is really astounding at times. And like I say, most of all, it's very inspiring to those around it. So let's get right into your spreads now. I'm going to pull out 4 spreads for you, 3-card spreads. Now these 3-card spreads are intended to be separate from each other, separate sets of experiences for your week. So you may resonate with just one of these forecasts, right? Or even just a portion of it, and that's fine. Once again, only take what applies to you because, of course, for the many millions and millions of Librans out there, and for the few that are watching this video, this reading may not be for all of you, right? And of course, millions aren't watching this video, but even the small portion that are coming here today, you may only resonate with just a little bit of this reading, and that's okay. Take what you can from it, and if it helps you, then great. See what Libra's going through this week. We want to see it. Show me. Okay, straight out we have Lovers, 3 of Swords, and Knight of Swords. All right, so some of you are coming into this week. You are part of a love connection. And it's a soulmate connection, right? Lovers is associated with the sign Gemini. And in this, we see that the Lovers card really speaks to us about a harmony in a connection, right? 6 is the number for harmony. And here we're talking about the type of connection where we begin to, you know, we understand that, you know, if you're with someone, that person has qualities to help you develop areas within yourself, just as you have qualities that helps the other person to develop areas in themselves. Now, let me be clear. This is not a case of being someone's therapist. And I say this a lot of times in my readings when I talk about love connections, because, of course, a lot of the readings that we do nowadays, we're talking about dealing with toxic people. The word narcissist is being thrown around a lot, you know, nowadays. But the truth of the matter is that it needs to be an equal give and take. And there needs to be a sign that there is growth, right? We're not talking about just pouring your energy into someone to help them and they're not giving you anything back, or they're not showing any signs of developing or growing or progressing. That is a therapist-patient relationship, right? And a lot of times I say to my watchers, you have to really decide if you want to be someone's therapist or do you want to be somebody's lover. And there's a huge difference, right? And so with Lovers, we're talking about an equal sort of give and take, an equal understanding that we both have areas that need to work on, and we both wish to help each other with those areas. And there must be signs of growth. There must be signs of union. There must be signs of mutual focus and intention. It can't be one-sided. And this is oftentimes why this card is, of course, associated with the sign of Gemini, where we have the twins and the duality of that connection. Now, you're in a space with someone, you're in a connection with someone, and this week you come up against Three of Swords energy. Now, Three of Swords energy is oftentimes interpreted as third party. Someone has cheated on someone. But let me be clear. Cheating on someone or third-party energy is just a symptom of what's really going on here. This is not a cup card. This is a swords card. And oftentimes, this card is misinterpreted as a cup card. And I think that because of the heart, of course, we right away jump to relationship and cheating energy, right? But the truth of the matter is that 3 is the number for bonding and loyalty. And what we find with Three of Swords, and swords being the suit of the mental, of the mind, which is associated with the ego, it's associated with communication. We're talking about a break in that trust, a break in the bond, a disloyalty happening. And so, of course, cheating is a very simple, grossly simplified example of that. But this card can also indicate a situation where somebody is verbally abusive, right? They can be, what they're doing is, or what they're saying and their actions are hurting our ego. They're hurting our communication, right? The communication is off or it's false. So this can be somebody who, they may tell you they love you all the time, but they treat you badly. Or they may tell you one thing and do another thing. There is the break in trust. And the pain to the heart is a pain to the ego. And of course, it hurts our heart, it hurts our feelings, right? When somebody treats us this way. But at Three of Swords, the real pain is the pain to our ego, because oftentimes this kind of energy makes us feel as though we've been tricked, makes us feel in some way that we have been sort of our ego or our intelligence has been insulted, you know. And this is why this can be a very volatile sort of break in our loyalty and break in our bond, because not only is it a heartbreak, but it really speaks to the core of who we are, and it's insulting. You know what I mean? It's offensive, you know? And so this is where the sort of real kind of toxicity comes from. And this is what you've come up against this week. Something has happened this week that is breaking this trust. Interestingly enough, though, you wind up the week with a Knight of Swords. And Knight of Swords is someone who comes in and breaks away the obstacles in its way. Someone who is able to use the sword of truth and keen insight and clear thinking to cut obstacles out of the way. And it's quite, I want to say that this Knight of Swords could very well be, have trust in your relationship, have some heart-to-heart conversations, because this Three of Swords may not necessarily involve a third person, but there is something here that is causing this sort of imbalance, or this sort of, I'm going to say, not even a perversion of the loyalty, but sort of a rot, you know. There's some kind of obstacle perhaps there that is causing this break of communication. And yet you wind out the week with Knight of Swords energy. It could be that someone comes in to help you cut away the obstacles in your relationship. This could be somebody outside of your relationship helping you. It could be friends, right? Could also just be this energy of Knight of Swords, because when we talk about swords, we talk about heart-to-heart conversations, honesty. Could very well be that this desire to get to the truth is coming out by the end of the week, and you have the necessary conversations that you need to have that could possibly heal this. Right? That could possibly fix this. It may require you to stand up for yourself, right? Embody some of that stingray energy and stand up for yourself. It could very well be that this Three of Swords has been a result of sort of just allowing certain things to carry on, that you need to sort of say, I'm not going to do that. And that really goes right back to what I was saying about Lover's energy, in that both people need to work on issues, and sometimes our issues are simply down to communication. King of Wands, Page of Swords, Page of Wands. Okay, so here we have, again, you're coming into this week, some of you, King of Wands energy, which is real leadership energy. Some of you have a vision for your future, right? This is what the King of Wands is all about. He has a vision. He sees what he wants to manifest, and it's something very close to his heart. This is fire, fire. Remember, kings are always associated with fire. Pages are always associated with earth. So here we have the fiery aspect of wands, which is fire. We have the ultimate fiery aspect here. And so we're talking about complete passion and focus of intention, and like I say, a vision for what you're trying to achieve. And so you're coming into the week with this energy, and you're met with Page of Swords. Now, Page of Swords is, of course, the earthy aspect of swords, which is air. Pages are also always associated with overcoming fear in that suit, okay? And so Page of Swords is all about combating fear, doubt, self-image, negative self sort of communication, right? Also from the outside, Page of Swords represents combating sort of anyone else who may seek to sort of make you doubt yourself, right? Make you not believe in yourself. People who come and sort of feed negative energy into you. The Page of Swords says, I'm not listening to any of that. You know, this is not for me. Sorry about my cat in the background. She's like chewing on something. This is not for me. I'm not going to listen to this. I have an idea, a clear idea of what I want to do with my life. I have a clear plan also of how I want to achieve this vision. And so you come into this week, and it could be certain events that cause you to sort of really, again, increase that self-confidence, increase that spine, and you round the week off with a Page of Wands, which is, again, overcoming fear. But in this case, with Page of Wands, we have the earthy aspect of fire, right? And so here we have the practical aspect of communicating, right? Being very practical about our plans and our ideas. Here we have a very practical sort of way of going about manifesting our passion. And the first step to that is overcoming fear. And so in this way, the Page of Swords the Page of Swords and King of Wands energy has really resulted in a nice sort of combination of overcoming any sort of initial fear towards going after your vision. Of course, the king isn't afraid, right? The king, the king has resonated up from a page, right? But sometimes, with the tree of life, and of course, this tarot is associated intimately with the tree of life. We go up and down the tree of life. Sometimes we are the king, sometimes we have doubts, we fall back down to a page level. We need to overcome that fear, and then we can rise back up to being the king. And so this week, part of what you're dealing with this week is overcoming your fears and really finding a practical way forward to actually manifesting this vision. This is for a Libra out there. This spread is for a Libra out there who's about to go into their cheetah, because you're about to go after something very, very important for you. And you're needing to sort of deal with these energies first, so that you have a firm understanding of what you want to do, your plan for it, and nothing stops you or frightens you. Ace of Pentacles, the Fool, and the Sun. Very nice. Now, the Ace of Pentacles, some of you are coming into this week with a golden opportunity in your career or your business, or in manifesting something in the material world. Pentacles, of course, are associated with money and abundance and wealth, right? But it is also the realm of the physical. So here we talk about anything to do with taking care of your body, taking care of your health, taking care of your surroundings and your environment and making sure that your environment is conducive to your progress, right? There's much more involved with Pentacles than just money. And I'd like to say that to you also so that you guys don't get bogged down and always thinking that the Ace of Pentacles is only about wealth. It is about increasing all areas of your physical. Those of you out there perhaps who may be dealing with health issues, right? If you're dealing with physical issues, an Ace of Pentacles can also indicate a new opportunity, a great opportunity for you to overcome those issues, for you to get healthier, to get better, right? So I just wanted to say that. In any case, this is a great opportunity for you. Come into the week with full energy. And for some of you, this Ace of Pentacles represents a whole new stage in life for yourself, a whole new path in life for yourself. And so when I get back to that example of our health, it could be that for a long time, you may have been living in a very unhealthy sort of lifestyle, right? Or you may have, accumulated some baggage in that area that you're wanting to deal with. And now you have an opportunity to change that completely. And it's a whole new life. An example could be suddenly, getting into yoga, getting into herbalism, getting into sort of eating healthy and making that a way of life. And the wealth that comes with that is physical health, physical abundance, right? So this is an example of how Pentacles can represent something quite different than just money. And so whatever the case may be, this opportunity is a new stage for you. Round off the week with Sun energy. So many things become clear to you. Sun represents clarity. Okay, the Sun comes out after the moon, right? This is the 19 to 18 is the moon, okay? So after we've gone through moon energy, which is a testing phase, right? We've gone through that valley of darkness. We come out into the light and everything is made clear. Right now you have room for growth. You have room for abundance. Where there was no growth before, there will be growth now. And I have a strong feeling that this is indeed to do with the physical health of a Libra out there who is changing their lifestyle in some way, or who is becoming open to a whole new stage or path in life, a whole new type of life for themselves. They're taking a leap of faith, of course, with that Fool energy. But of course, you've learned a lot too. The Fool does represent learning in the previous stage, which is what allows him to go into a new stage. Very nice indeed. 5 of Wands, 8 of Swords, 9 of Wands. This is your last spread, Libra. Some of you coming into this week, you have a real power struggle going on with someone. This is a release, right? This is a real release, an understanding of releasing toxic energy. 5 is always the number for power struggle. With 5 of Wands, we have a competition, right? Everyone is sort of trying to be on top. Everyone's being very sort of combative with each other. They're not working together. Everyone is trying to rise above the crowd and be the one, right? And it becomes very sort of like, I want to say destructive, right? And it's a power struggle, right? It's a lot of bickering. It's a lot of arguing. It's a lot of back and forth, right? And you come into this week, you're met with 8 of Swords energy. And interestingly enough, this 8 of Swords energy can be quite toxic. It's a feeling of thinking that you're being forced to act a certain way by others, right? And it's in extreme form. The 8 of Swords represents the gaslighter. The one who plays the victim, the one who sort of says, it's everybody else's fault that I am where I am, And I think it's interesting because I don't necessarily think this is your energy, right? But I do think that this is awakening something inside yourself that perhaps you have taken on a little bit of this energy, in the sense that I think that someone this week you come across is really, really toxic. They're really embodying this. They're really sort of they have a very sort of restricted way of thinking, and their thought processes are very sort of, I want to say they're very sort of stifling, right? They have a sort of very small way of looking at the world, right? And so through that, they're unable to change. They're unable to break free. And like I said, they play the victim. They're blaming everybody else. They're gaslighting people. They cause a lot of, confusion and panic and craziness, and yet they don't want to take responsibility for it. And coming up against this energy is making you realize, hang on a second, by the end of the week, you round off with 9 of Wands, and you realize, what baggage am I carrying? You begin to realize that some of what you're going through here with this 5 of Wands is a result of the baggage that you've been carrying as well, and perhaps some of your own hang-ups and some of your own restricted thinking about life and about yourself and how you fit into the world. And you're beginning to open your eyes, 9 of Wands, to that. You're beginning to open your eyes to how perhaps you have also begun to alienate yourself. You have also begun to sort of play into the hands of this 5 of Wands. And so looking at that 9 of Wands, once we begin to face this in ourselves, we get closer and closer to release, which of course is the 10 of Wands, right? We get closer and closer to being able to lay down this baggage. This is your reading, Libra, January 5th to the 11th. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, if you did, you can go ahead and like the video. If you'd like to see my videos again, and you want to be notified, please subscribe or hit that bell notification. Other videos are all linked in the description. I will be working on your January love readings this week and your 2020 love outlooks as well. But for right now, Libra, have a wonderful, wonderful week, January 5th to the 11th, and I'll see you next Saturday for your weekly. Bye-bye now.